Welcome to part 2 of How to Write Well. This is MissMFLT, from whom you've already received info on what a paragraph looks like, which is the basic format you need for all sorts of formal or academic writing. When you attend an EFL class, which is English as a foreign language, the type of writing you will be asked to do most often is a sort of comment, since there's usually no time to compose a full-blown 5-paragraph essay or the hamburger from the first video. That is why in this video we are going to go through a sample comment very thoroughly so you can map out your own comments in the future accordingly. This might be a lot to take in at a time, but you can pause the video and go back at any point. The topic of this comment might be a familiar one: student exchanges. Most people agree that they're pretty awesome, so the topic sentence, the green traffic light, is not hard to come up with. In a formal comment, you just can't write student exchanges are pretty awesome, because that is too colloquial, meaning that is how people speak in an everyday setting. So a mini intro leading to a topic sentence using formal language could read, many high school students cannot even imagine leaving home for more than 2 or 3 weeks, but there are a number of reasons why a 6-month student exchange is an excellent project. Then comes the yellow light, as you know from the previous video. As this is supposed to be a proper comment, you need to have and elaborate on several ideas why student exchanges are a great thing, again without using words like thing. As you can see, there are 3 ideas in blue font which support the topic sentence. Each idea starts with a transition from what is said right before, and there's an elaboration of each idea, which means that each idea is worked out with care and detail. You should pause the video here to read everything in yellow and blue very carefully. And as was to be expected, the comment ends at the red light with a concluding sentence which restates the topic sentence in different words. Considering all of these aspects, it is obvious that a student exchange is a venture worth striving for. That concluding sentence also starts with a transition, and if you take another look at the whole comment, you will notice many expressions that are underlined in order to show you a variety of connectives or transition words you can use to link your sentences quite easily. Please note the asterisk or little star, which is to remind you that the word you is not used in academic or formal writing. If you've come across the expression expository writing, it simply means that we're talking about the type of writing used to explain, describe, or inform in a formal manner. Your teacher might not insist on you not using you, but you should be aware of this convention. Your teacher might also have given you other specifications with regard to the writing he or she expects from you, and of course you should observe those specifications. However, if you're unsure for one reason or another, or if you've been told that your writing needs more structure or clarity, follow this example. Here are some general guidelines, all of which we've seen put into practice in the comment we've just taken a closer look at. In order to write well, you must express your ideas clearly, you must elaborate your ideas sufficiently, and put details, examples, incidents in a logical order. You must also observe the paragraph format, use connectives, you can also say transition words or linking words, and you must use formal language. So aspects to remember when you write are: don't use colloquial language or slang, for example, lots, cool, pretty great. Never use the type of language and spelling found in text messages, on social media, and so on. Avoid common words such as thing, get, nice. Just be more specific in your word choice. Don't use contractions, that is, write do not instead of don't, are not instead of aren't, and so on. Don't use exclamation marks, dashes, and direct questions. They all have their place in other types of writing, but not the kind we're looking at right now. Be objective and make your writing impersonal, that is, avoid I, my, we, and so on. use one like I explained before. Watch your punctuation, that is commas, quotation marks. The comma rules differ in German and English. You need to be aware of that, and of course you need to quote correctly. Avoid comma splices and don't produce run-on sentences. If you don't know what those are, you will find out in a few seconds. And of course, observe all grammar rules, for example, subject-verb agreement. The following is an example of a comma splice, and so it's wrong. A comma splice occurs when two complete clauses that should be separate sentences are joined. They're grammatically incorrect because they're only separated by a comma. And another example is, it is nearly 6:30, we cannot reach town before dark. The commas here are wrong. You need to put a period there or at least a semicolon. Comma splices produce run-on sentences which are grammatically incorrect in English. So the two examples you've just seen are also run-on sentences. A run-on sentence is also produced when two or more independent clauses are joined without appropriate punctuation or conjunction. A run-on sentence can be as short as I drive, she walks, with the asterisk indicating that what follows is incorrect. See, there's no semicolon or period after I drive, and there's no conjunction either, like for example, but. So that's a run-on sentence too. This example would also be grammatically incorrect in German. Always watch your sentence combinations. This checklist is for you to go through before you consider a piece of formal writing finished. Yes, there are a lot of points here, but if you want to write well, there are a lot of aspects you need to think about and work on. Just don't give up. Ask yourself, have I expressed my ideas clearly? Can a reader follow my writing easily? Have I explained my ideas sufficiently? Have I observed the paragraph format? Have I put details or examples in a logical order? Are my transitions logical? Have I used appropriate transition words? Have I used you or informal language when I'm not supposed to? Have I avoided comma splices and run-on sentences? Have I used tenses correctly and avoided other grammar mistakes such as third person or genitive s or unclear pronoun references? Is my spelling correct? Is my writing legible? Of course, there's always room for more and always room for improvement, but if you get to the point where you're observing everything that is pointed out in the two videos on how to write well, even though that might take you a while because you cannot focus on every single aspect at once, you shouldn't be doing too badly. So don't freak out anymore when you have to do some writing in an academic context, because now you know how to get there. As always, subscribe to this channel if you found this video helpful, check out the description box, and take care.